Cesar, tell us, so show me the organizational chart here, how you've done it for Protei. This is your open source project on the sailing drones.
Yep.
And we're getting into the concept of how do you do a traditional business chart versus what it really looks like for the open source world. So, so here we go. That's what it is.
Okay, so I'm presenting twice the same organization on two different shapes. So this is the organization chart in a pyramidal structure, and I'm also showing to you the organization in a network structure.
Are they the same entities?
The exact same entity. So
the same operation is embodied by this chart and the other chart?
Same number of people, same mode of operation. Exactly same distribution of work and resource of people.
You're just communicating in a different way, that's it?
We communicate in a different way, and okay, so basically, if you are talking to an investor, he needs to believe that if he is investing money into your company, you're going to deliver stuff on time, so you're going to deliver a product or technology at a certain given time, which implies in his mind that they need to be somebody who gives an order and people who execute. And so if you say that you are doing some kind of distributed horizontal organization, like a communist type of organization, that everything is flat, then they don't believe that work gets done. And it's true, it's actually difficult to get stuff done if you don't have any executive structure. So basically, if you talk to an investor, what we show is that we say that we have a general coordination and profit general coordination group. So like a CEO and some manager class. We have a board of director and a board of advisor in our case. We have a board of director, board of advisor. So advisor advise, director help you take the right decision. They have some veto rights that they can vote and they can help you not take the wrong decision. Or they can.
And you have a full board developed by now?
We don't have. We have a few people that we really would like to have on board, but we are a young company. We don't want to have a too big board. We want to have people who are committed to help us develop it. When you start to target really brilliant people, it's difficult to have their availability. So it's always a trade. Okay, maybe I have to rush because it's already 52. Okay, so then we have divided our group into different subgroups. So we have our admin group, which is general administration, strategy, business management, finance and commerce, fundraising, human resource and partnership, and communication. So this is all that is the admin. Currently, it's 1-2 person doing all these different tasks, right? And then
those are your personal assistants, or?
So I have a personal assistant who is mostly helping me basically building the back end, if you like. So all the admin stuff, the legal stuff, the logistics, all the and the HR if needs be, and timekeeping, bookkeeping. And somebody who helps more on the kind of more aggressive and forward side. So there's one person who protects the house, and another person who helps me build and go forward. So this other person is more like the manager, and so she's assisting me during the R&D process, because I just don't have the time to speak to everybody and make sure that everybody delivers stuff on time. Or I don't have time to chase people.
Well, that's exactly the same issue that I'm facing right now at OSE. Yeah. So
she's in charge of chasing people, making sure that everybody communicates, and she puts the documentation that people produce in one place. So she's in charge of as well publishing. So she is the person that compiles information. So far, she's young in the organization, so I still have to do a lot of it myself. But more and more, I'm trying to transfer her the responsibility. It takes time to do the transfer, because I've been doing this for a year and a half. So I have it. I know exactly what everybody does and what they should be doing.
Would a professional management person be able to do all of that, or you still would have to train them? So in our case, the kind of range of knowledge that you need to coordinate that project is so complex. It goes from electric engineering to mechanical engineering to ocean engineering to chemistry to biology. So there's too many aspects of the project to find anybody who would have the relevant expertise that we can pay. But for the management part of it, managing the whole organization. So it's more about somebody who understands management more than somebody who knows everything about everything. So we have somebody who is a generalist. She's more like an architect. She's an architect. And so you're talking about the back end now? No, I'm talking about the R&D, so the front end. The front end. The back end. The back end could be any manager, right? No, the back end is somebody who understands administration, who understands copyright, who understands payroll. This is basically, you build your house. Okay, you build your fortificate. You build your structure, which is protecting the rest of your activity, and then you have somebody who is more in the active process of producing content. Well, this is how I organize it, because Yeah.
How much of the open culture does the back-end person have to have?
Oh, very little, in fact, because even okay, you look at it this way. Like, if you want to do innovation, you can't innovate on every aspect of the business at the same time. Like, if you want to, like, I think River Simple is the best example. Like, they are an amazing like open source hydrogen like car, but their management is also like distributed management. The ownership is also like shared ownership. Their model for like it's open source. It's just like, to my point of view, it's too many innovations at the same time.
Okay, so keep the back-end pretty traditional.
Yeah, so it's reliable, so that people can understand it, and their social structure are not too modified.
Mm-hmm.
I think like you can lead a really crazy research project if in your personal life you have some kind of balance and some stability, and that's the kind of like structure we want to give people. We want them to take lots of risk in like how they innovate at work, but that means that they need to have some comfort as well. You can't be everything uncomfortable. If you're all the time at risk and you have nothing to support you, then you don't innovate anymore. I mean, that's my point of view. Like, I've been working in this kind of innovation for some time, and to being able to keep on with being creative, I need to have minimum of comfort. I'm very, very simple, like you are, but I still need to be able not to worry that I can eat and have a shelter somewhere to eat at the end of the month. That's also, you need to have a structure that's stable enough to provide creativity.
Now, for the front end, that person has to follow the total open source procedures, open source development process, right?
Yeah.
That's more important there.
If you think about it, like the open source procedure and the academic procedure, and just like a professional documentation that you have to go through, anyway, it's not so different. I mean, you have to document the work you're doing. It has to be followed up. It has to be working well within your company anyway. And then making it open source is just that you open all that process to the outside, and also to the discussion of people outside, so they can like comment about it.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So let's finish about this. We have
Just
to go.
finish.
Okay, so we have R&D, product, which is, so basically you have people developing technology and people who are developing products. It's important that it's also separate. It's also a different type of people. Cycles of innovation, R&D, they should be very fast, so the people are inventing new technologies really quick. In product manufacturing, it's mostly optimization, so they optimize what these guys have been doing. So basically, these guys like more like tinkerers and like inventors. In product manufacturing, it's more engineers. And local groups are more like usually like our environmental activists, who people are using the technology.
User case, yeah.
And so, so the exact same functions. So board of director, board of advisor, coordination, admin, R&D, product, local group.
Who's under your general coordination there right now?
So right now there's basically the
yourself,
head,
Aurélie.
Yeah, and then each of these top people. So there's the head of admin, the head of R&D, the head of product, the head of local group, the head of global of the board of director, the chairman, board of director.
So the admin, you have a head on there too.
Yeah, it's Helen. It's a girl called Helen. R&D, it's still me, shared with Lisa. Product manufacturing, it's another lady called Pim that I wish to be like employing when she gets free. And local groups, we have like a heads of local group depending on like which area. So I have a group in London, we have a group in Rotterdam, I have a group in Oslo, another group in Berlin. We have groups in different areas.
And for the admin, you have a lead there and then another worker.
Yeah, so Helen, she's working like she's working a lot on this, and so think about all these functions. If in reality you don't want to have to refer all the time to coordination to like communicate and like take decisions and move forward. So our coordination just tries to facilitate like how things are happening within these different groups. Like we want our board of director to be able to speak directly when it's required to our local groups. Say our board of director, we have one of our members is based in Norway. Then he's going to be talking to our group in Norway because he has direct connection to them, like linguistic and social. He understands. So this is the open source model. Like there's no like social.
Okay, 30 seconds.
Social barrier and stuff.
Okay, no, we're done.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, lots of different more complex relationships, but all the different functions still get filled.
Yeah.
They kind of overlap more.
And the other diagram I sent you is the relationship between the profit and non-profit and stuff. And
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah.